Joining us now, someone whose organization has done extensive work in war zones around the world, including Gaza, and experienced terrible loss there. Chef Jose Andres, founder of World Central Kitchen, a nonprofit that provides meals and food relief to people in need across the globe in very innovative ways. And he's the author of a new book, Change the Recipe, because you can't build a better world without breaking some eggs. Chef Andres, it's good to see you. I know you long admired Pope Francis' efforts to comfort those affected by poverty and war. What's going through your mind tonight as people here in Rome and around the world prepare to say goodbye?
Well, what goes through my mind, I'm a Catholic boy myself, will be Matthew 25:35. And I was hungry and you gave me food. I was thirsty and you gave me drink. I was a stranger and you welcomed me. Very much this was the legacy of Pope Francis, a person that believed that the church had to do a better job taking care of the poor, taking care of the refugee, taking care of children that they are forgotten and hungry in many parts of the world, and obviously taking care of the people in the edge of society. I think this is something like, if you are Catholic or not, religious or not, everybody around the world should be agreeing on.
You've often talked about, we need longer tables for more people to sit around and have conversations over food. In your new book, you write about changing the world. You can't change the world unless you break some eggs, which is a great line. Can you just talk about what that means to you? Because so much about what Pope Francis talked about was about bringing people together and elevating the weakest among us, the forgotten among us, the poorest among us.
Listen, Anderson, on the first day of the October 7 attack of Hamas in Israel, World Central Kitchen, we were there, taking care and helping feed the people in Israel. At the very same time, World Central Kitchen, we were in Gaza, taking care of the people of Gaza. This is very much what it means building longer tables. I have friends and people that work with World Central Kitchen in Israel that lost family members on the Hamas attack. When I was in Gaza, also, obviously, I met many people that lost loved ones as I was there and as I saw bombs falling down in Gaza. I had people in Israel that wanted to go to help feed the people in Palestine. I had Palestinians that wanted to go to Israel to help people to be fed in the kibbutz that were attacked. At the end, that's what I see, that in the worst moments of humanity, the best of humanity shows up. It's many more voices of goodness than voices of hate. We need to make sure that, yes, we keep the gospel and the word of Pope Francis, and we try to build a better world only by believing that there is more people of goodness than of hate. That's the world I believe Pope Francis always saw, and that's the world I believe in.
Yeah, I know you wrote on social media after the Pope's death about you regret not meeting the Pope, and you hope that even now he would, quote, send whispers of love and peace to feed the soul, but also the flesh, to the man in darkness who used the gospel of Jesus to create chaos in the world. I hope they'll listen to your whispers as they never acted on your words.
I believe that we need leaders that bring empathy forward. We need leaders that believe that with bombs, we're not going to be finding solutions for tomorrow. We see right now that we have children suffering in so many places in the world. We have Ukrainian children that they've been adopted by Russians, that they moved them away from their families. How is this possible in the 21st century? We need to make sure that obviously we build a world where children can live in peace with hope. And if we don't, all of us, fight for that very simple dream, why we want to keep living in this world? We all need to be people that believe in what Pope Francis believed, in a better world through empathy and love for the people that are voiceless.
In your new book, Change the Recipe, you talk about lessons you've learned in areas around the world where people are reeling from disasters, natural and man-made. What do you hope people take away from the book, from those lessons?
That, very often seems that politics is what makes each other hate each other, fight each other, when actually politics should be about the contrary. should be about leaders bringing all of us together to build those longer tables I'm talking about. And this is the type of leadership everybody should be supporting. They may be Republicans, they may be Democrats, they may be right or left, but at the end, we need to be listening to voices that wants to bring the best within all of us, the best angels that we all have inside. This is the type of world we all need to be believing in.
Well, Jose Andres, thanks for bringing your voice to the program tonight on this very special night. Thank you. Again, Jose's new book is Change the Recipe, because you can't build a better world without breaking some eggs.
For the next 3 days, the body of Pope Francis will lie in state at St. Peter's Basilica in Vatican City. And as we look at these live images, some of the thousands of mourners waiting in long lines to pay their respects have been describing the moment as an emotional experience. Others say it's been very humbling. CNN Chief International Correspondent Clarissa Ward is there for us.
We've just exited the Basilica, where the body of Pope Francis is lying in state and will be for the next few days. There were hymns being sung softly by a choir, prayers being said, and this long line of largely silent people filing in quietly to pay their last respects to the leader of the Catholic Church, who many really viewed as transformative. And looking at the crowds who were waiting to go and pay those last respects, you could see that some of them were there to mark a moment in history. Some of them perhaps had already been here in Rome when Pope Francis died. Others clearly deeply moved by his life, by his legacy. Quite a bit of emotion from some people, trying to take the time to pray and have some reflection. We saw a lot of families, babies, children hoisted on shoulders, and of course a lot of people, as is common in the world today, with their iPhones, trying to capture this moment. And although Pope Francis was very emphatic about his desire to live a simple and humble life, when you're standing in that basilica, in that extraordinary space, there is certainly an air of majesty. Now we're outside, and you can see some people are exiting, but over here, long lines snaking around as people wait for their turn to go and pay their respects. When Pope John Paul II died, hundreds of thousands came, and we spoke to one person who has been covering the Pope for many years, who said that the more people saw the images on television of visitors filing past to see the body of Pope John Paul II lying in state, the more visitors then began to flock to St. Peter's Square to be part of this historic moment. And so we will see in the coming days as more and more people gather to remember Pope Francis.